Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Discovery, Season 2, Episode 9, Project Daedalus. So, I don't know, I like the name Daedalus. I think it's an interesting name. I'm like a fan of that, the Greek story behind like Daedalus and Icarus, stuff like that I think is interesting. And then just the name alone, like whether it's, if you guys watch anime, like Ergo Proxy has the character Daedalus, there's the ship Daedalus in like Stargate. I don't know, Daedalus seems to be everywhere. I think it's a great name. Like, I wouldn't mind naming my kid Daedalus. So, this episode was directed by Jonathan Frakes, the guy that played Riker. Terrific job. He's a great director. He's really good. Like, I know for some people, like LeVar Burton to be one of them, to be honest with you, hit and miss. Like, there are some really good episodes, and then there's some that are like, I don't know what's going on there. But Jonathan Frakes, even if I'm not a fan of the story, his directing style is a really, really good style. From the very beginning, like where it's like the upside down shot, it's great. Admiral Cornwell comes aboard. Okay, we see a lot more of the whole Spock versus Michael thing, where he's like, "You're his sister," and he's like, "Not by blood," and Michael just looks at him like, "What?" We talk a little bit about control being artificial intelligence and stuff like that. I'm just going to spoil it right here. Like, a lot of people think control is like the grounds for the Borg. Again, I don't know what it is with Discovery and the Borg. Everybody wants the Borg. We see Ariam going through her memories, and they even mentioned Kataskat at one point, which is a game that we first heard about it. It wasn't created. We first heard about it, I think, in Voyager. I think. Maybe the Next Generation? Was Kataskat what the Nausicaans were playing? No, I'm not sure. But anyways, it's a game that has been in Star Trek for quite a while. So this episode, big spoilers coming down the line, is really sad because, like I said, Ariam basically kind of sat in the background for all of Season 1, just like Kayla, just like some of the other characters. And then slowly, like, we've gotten to know them a little bit more, whereas this season has really focused on Ariam quite a bit. And then now, like, this whole episode is about her just to lose her. So, I don't know. I thought it was kind of a dick move to, like, bring her in just to get rid of her. I mean, it makes an emotional impact for the whole twist and everything, but it was really sad. So her going through her memories, and she talks about like her and her husband, which we've seen that clip before, and evidently their shuttle went down and she became a cyborg. Presumably her husband died, and she's like, yeah, that's just really tedious. Spock and Michael arguing, the Section 31 mines. We see the return of the 3D chess, which we see Spock play quite a bit in the original series, so that's a great one. Something I did not notice, and I'm a little bit disappointed in myself about it. Now we saw, I think in the first episode, when we saw Pike and his two other like people from the Enterprise come on board, the female, the woman, I don't know if they ever actually named her race or anything. In this one, they actually say, "Oh, she's a Barzon" or something. I was like, I know that. And I had to look it up, and we do see them in The Next Generation. It's the whole episode with the stable wormhole, the Price, where the Ferengi gets stuck in the Delta Quadrant. And sure enough, like, there is another female of that species where they have, like, the little tubes, and that's what allows them to breathe, is the Barzon. And I was like, I did not pick up on that. Like, they picked a random alien to show up, and unfortunately, I missed that one. So I'll admit it. I admit when I miss things, So Spock's emotional outburst playing chess annoyed the shit out of me because he was purposely choosing bad moves and it was throwing Michael off. I think Spock would have won the whole time. Michael's like, "You're purposely throwing this game." And he's like, "No, I'm not." And sure enough, he has this emotional outburst and just knocks the whole thing over. I would love to have seen them finish that game. We talk about how the mines learn to anticipate the movement of the ship, which is going to be important. We see the Vulcan admiral's like frozen body. So like I talked about in the last episode with whether or not the admirals were real or what's going on with that. Evidently they were, but then it turns out that they were holograms as well, which turns out that like Spock's like killing the doctors and everything was also a hologram. So it's like, okay, we get it. I mean, I guess that's foreshadow a little bit, but not great. So whatever. where we finally get that scene where Aryam goes rogue, and it turns out that Control just wanted all of that information from the sphere that we got to basically learn everything it can about AI so that way it can evolve, because it's trying to evolve itself. Control is basically Ultron at this point, but whatever. And the whole scene is just really sad where they finally break through to Aryam, but like it's already taken her body, so she can't stop the motions. And she's telling Michael, like, you have to put me out the airlock or I'm going to kill you. And Tilly is that one that can finally make contact. And when they finally like blast her into space, it's so sad. And Tilly's like, here, I'm going to play your favorite memory. Just watch this. And it's almost reminiscent of when they had to drill into Tilly's brain, and Stamets is like, sing me your favorite song. And she starts singing the David Bowie song to kind of distract her. And like Aryam knows she's about to die, but Tilly still plays that final moment or that scene from her and her husband after they elope and stuff. It's just really sad. And I don't know, I feel like it's actually a disservice for the Aryam character to bring all of this really good information, really interesting character development out just to kill her. Like, I don't know. I think it's more of a disservice than it is like doing justice. So for those who have seen it, what did you guys think about it? And then Aryam's final line is, figure out Project Daedalus. There she goes. So you get the title of the episode as her final word. But I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Let me know, and I will see you guys next time for The Red Angel.